Hi. This afternoon, as the waning hours of Yom Haatzmaut begin to come upon us, I wanted to share with us just a story which I heard, which was publicized a couple of years ago by Rabbi Mitenki of Chicago, Illinois. Rabbi Mitenki shares the following story, that every Yom Haatzmaut, every year on Yom Haatzmaut, the Sadiger Rabbi would go to the great synagogue, the Beit Knesset HaGadol in Tel Aviv, to daven. He would recite Hallel, and then he would dance on the street in front of the shul with great enthusiasm. It was an unusual sight, especially given the fact that he was a member of the Moetzes Gedolei HaTorah of Agudas Yisrael. One time, one of his Hasidim mustered up the courage to ask the Rebbe about what, from his perspective, was a strange practice. The Sadiger Rebbe shared with him the following story. The Rebbe said that in 1938, during the Anschluss, the Nazis entered Vienna, and their first move was to abuse and to degrade the leadership of the community. And as he was a rabbi of the Jewish community, they chose him to sweep the streets of Vienna. As he was sweeping the streets, and he was doing that demeaning and degrading work in front of the community, he looked up to heavens and he prayed, Ribono shel Olam, may it be your will that I one day be able to take a broom and sweep the streets of Eretz Yisrael. Next, they took the Rebbe and they shoved a Nazi flag into his hand, and they made him climb the steps all the way to the top of a tall building and place their swastika flag atop the roof. Now, as the Rebbe was climbing the stairs, he again turned to the Ribono shel Olam, and he said, Master of the universe, I pray that one day it will be your will that I am able to wave the flag of Israel from a high place in Eretz Yisrael. And indeed, when the Sadiger Rebbe survived and ultimately merited making Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, he indeed wanted to fulfill his promise. But he felt it wasn't fitting for him to be sweeping the streets of Tel Aviv in front of passers-by. So every year, on Yom Haatzmaut, he would get up 3 o'clock in the morning, on that very day, take a large broom, and he would sweep the streets of Tel Aviv. He would also take an Israeli flag and put it on the roof of his building, and he would go to the Beit Knesset HaGadol, the great synagogue, to pray and dance in thanks to the Ribono shel Olam for having accepted his prayers. This story of the Sadiger Rebbe is, for me, an extraordinarily inspirational one. Because for so many of us, perhaps myself included, we take the existence, the gift of Eretz Yisrael as a given. It is a fact of life. And that is a challenge on the one hand, and it's a good thing on the other. It's good that we wake up in the morning and we don't have to worry about how to breathe. If one has to worry how to breathe, that's a problem. But we should never take it for granted, the nace, the miracle of being able to breathe. And similarly, it's a good thing that we wake up in the morning and we know that there's Medinat Yisrael, and indeed we take it for granted. But on the other hand, even as we do take it as a fact of life, we must never allow ourselves to forget the great miracle, the nace of this gift that the Ribono shel Olam has given us in our day. So I wish us all a Yom Haatzmaut Sameach, and as the advent of Medinat Yisrael is clearly the Tchilas HaGeula, may HaKadosh Baruch Hu bless us all with our personal redemptions, a redemption for Klal Yisrael, the Geula Shalema Bimheira V'Yameinu. Have a wonderful rest of the Yom Haatzmaut.